Hi, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Good to see you again. I hope you've been having a lot of fun sending out emails. Today, we are going to talk about career paths, but first, a do now. So pause this video and think about what are the steps you need to take to gain access to the following careers. All right, so take a moment to think about that. What does it take to become a doctor, a lawyer, a teacher, and then a coder? All right, so pause this video and think about for each one of those things, what are the steps you would need to take? Yep, and if you said something like, well, you need to finish high school, and then you need to go to college, and then you need to go to medical school for doctor, and if you said similar steps for lawyer and teacher, you would be correct. And today we're going to talk a little bit about the steps you need to become a coder in the professional world. All right, so coders will articulate pathways to a career in technology. And our vocabulary for today is front end, back end, and full stack. All right, so we've mentioned that there are a lot of different careers in tech, but what are the skills actually needed for the different roles? Coding jobs often fall into three categories, okay? So there's front end developer, back end developer, and full stack developer. So those are three different types of roles that you can have that would use your coding skills. So let's talk about front end development. Front end focuses on the client side or user functionality. They make sure the user sees the right things. They also make sure the user can interact with the right things. So you've been learning HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, and that's all in the intro to web development, and that all falls in this category. So you're making sure that when the user visits the website, that they see the right things, they're in the right place, they're easy to read, that sort of thing. Then there's the backend. Backend development focuses on the server side, which includes databases, functionality, and responsiveness. So the backend developer makes sure that the user input is saved in a database that companies can later access. So when you type in your email address, for example, it gets saved somewhere, and the backend developer is in charge of where it's saved and how it gets accessed. They also make sure that data is stored securely, right? So when you give a company your name and your email address, you want it to be protected. So the backend developer is charged with making sure that data is secure. They also make sure the website is running at a fast enough speed. So if you've ever logged into a website and you see that beach ball or that spinning, I don't know, spinning tool, it's just spinning, right? And you can't get to the website. The backend developer works to make sure that doesn't happen so that you can use the website easily and quickly. And so we'll start learning some backend. Let me move this out of the way. We'll start using some backend skills in Codation Fellowship next year. So get excited, backend development is coming. And then there are people who do both front end and back end. So let's say you thought, oh, both of those things sound so exciting. You could be a full stack developer. They have the skills to create a fully functional web application all by themselves, and that's super valuable to a company. All right, so let's look at all of these examples and think, what are examples of front end and what are examples of back end? All right, so choosing the color scheme of a website, what do you think? If you said front end, yes. All right, matching a list of Uber drivers with passengers to be picked up. Yep, so if you said back end, because that's working with data, that's correct. But also, there's an interface, right? There's something that you need to look at to be able to select that you need an Uber driver to pick up. So you might have some front end there too. Creating a navigation bar that drops down when the user hovers over a choice. Yes, and that's probably something you've worked on already. securing credit card information so you can safely buy something online. Yep, you probably said backend because we were talking about securing data. So HTML, CSS, and JavaScript are a great start, but there are tons of ways to have a career in tech. It's not even just about front end, back end, or full stack. There are all these different careers. So let's start to look at these. Okay, so you see there are things like system admin, database admin, QA engineer, data science, designer, technical writer, freelancer, technical support, trainer, technical recruiter, dev marketing. I suggest you go into Google Classroom and open up this slide deck and go to this slide. And then start Googling some of these different names, right? I see even teacher there. What do they mean? So I would suggest looking into these different roles and seeing if they might be of interest to you. All right, so then our vision at CodeNation is that all CodeNation alumni are equipped with the technical, professional, and leadership skills and experiences necessary to gain fulfilling employment and become leaders in the tech industry. Unlike other industries, there's no right way for you to enter a career in technology. Okay, so you can use as much or as little coding, technology, and it's really exciting, right? Because you get to think about the things that you're good at and the skills that you have, and you can use those experiences in your connection to choose the path that makes the most sense for you. So take a moment to think about it, right? So our goal for today was to be able to articulate a pathway to a career in technology. What might your pathway to a career look like? Okay, and so we have an exit ticket for today. Oh, question 2. Did I skip over one? Hold on. I did not. My experience with CodeNation has made me feel more comfortable interacting with professionals in the tech industry. So go to Google Classroom, and then select this question and choose A, B, C, D, or E. My experience with CodeNation has made me feel more comfortable interacting with professionals in the tech industry. Next question. My experience with CodeNation has helped me understand the steps I need to take to enter a career in technology. So choose A, B, C, D, or E. Final question. I plan to pursue a career where I will use coding skills. Software developer, UX UI designer, product manager. Think about any job, industry, how knowing how to code could help you. So A, B, C, D, or E. Okay. And then before we go, I know this was an asynchronous lesson, so I'm going to go back to this page here. And my suggestion to you is to use the skills that you learned in last week's email lesson. Okay, so again, here's the lesson about emails. Write an email to one of your volunteers or to your program manager to ask them about one of these careers, and they'll be able to connect you with the resources to learn more about how you can have a career in tech. All right, good luck. Happy exploring, and I'll see you next time.